everyone. I hope everything works and you can hear me. If you can hear me, please comment. I'm using this new software that is kind of streaming to different platforms, which I kind of like. So if you are there, please, I don't know if I can see you, but if you can hear me. So today is the topic, how does hypnosis work? And well, okay, I can see that the voice, it's good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, good. So, how does hypnosis work? What we will cover today in today's life is where did the hypnotherapy comes from? Where did it come from? Also, the difference between entertainment hypnosis and the therapeutic hypnosis. Why at some point hypnotherapy was kind of put aside as not essential that needed. Why? I'll explain that why. It's very obvious when you start to research that topic. Also, we're going to cover what is this method for? Why people use meditation, why people use hypnotherapy, why people use other types of healings, why people use talk therapy. So what's the difference between hypnotherapy and counseling talk therapy? What is the difference? Because there is a big difference. Also, some things that you might be skeptical about, we will cover that. And I hope by the end of this life, you will have a good understanding of how hypnosis works, why people need it. Maybe some people don't need it. And some myths and some stories and some things that people talk about hypnosis, but they never really get to understand fully. So let's start with the history. So hypnotherapy was the only method of therapy that was dealing with the PTSD. So people who would come from Second World War or First World War or from any other war in the world, people would use it to revisit those traumatic memories. And when you revisit it, you change the perception. The hypnotherapist was helping a client revisit those memories, change the perception so that it's easier for them to go on with their lives. And it was very popular and maybe one of the only really effective methods of therapy. However, during the 50s, 60s, as you know, pharma business came into play and started to invent different psychotic medications. And psychotic medications like antidepressants, usually those helped right away. So people didn't think about consequences or side effects. It helped right away, either to calm a person down, either to get them more regulated. And people started to move towards like a magic pills because you don't really need to do anything. You just take the medication and you do the talk therapy. So medication became very popular, and a lot of hypnotherapists lost their jobs. They just lost their clients because clients started to move towards more progressive methods of treatment of trauma, fears, phobias, anxiety, worries, and other different depressive moods maybe, and more serious psychotic disorders. When that happened, what would a hypnotherapist do? This was the only thing they could do. So people went into entertainment. A lot of hypnotherapists kept working, but many of them went into entertainment. So they started to entertain, to do this stage hypnosis. And the more, of course, people want entertainment. Usually people want food and entertainment. And after the war, there was a time when people really needed an entertainment. So so they started to do this stage hypnosis, and that created a whole story about hypnosis, that hypnosis is a mind control, right? So people started to believe that, oh, it's something that brings me out of control, something that people can tell me what to do, and I will do that without even knowing about that. So what happens on stage when there is a hypnotist, right, on stage? They usually choose the most suggestible people. It has nothing to do, the stage hypnosis has nothing to do with the sorry, lost my thought. With the therapeutic hypnosis, it has nothing to do. Hypnotherapy aims at giving you an understanding, helping you access the deepest part of your mind, the subconscious mind. You probably always questioned why I have this inner confusion. I kind of know what I need to do, but I don't do it. I know what's right, but I don't do it. Especially people who have addictions, people who have negative thoughts, anxiety, they know what they need to do, but they don't do it. So this is called the inner conflict between the conscious and subconscious mind. So people started to go into more medicated methods of treating their emotional pain, and going into talk therapy. What is the difference between talk therapy and hypnotherapy? Talk therapy is talking to your logic. So a person comes in, and by the way, some therapists use hypnosis as well. Some very good therapists can access those subconscious moments in a person. So talk therapy is when you come, you talk about your problem. Therapist gives you coping mechanisms, best practices, maybe prescribes a medication if needed. However, when you are in a hypnotherapist will never tell you like, oh, just go take a medication, or they will usually talk. They will help you talk to your subconscious mind. So as you know, or you may not know, that your mind is 5% of your logic, 95% of your subconscious mind. So 95% is something that is hidden from you. People don't, you cannot access that part of you unless you either meditate, right? You either, some people pray. They also can access their subconscious mind, or in some kind of these alternative methods of therapy, like hypnotherapy, maybe Reiki healing. Some people can go and can go into this subconscious mind and uncover what is there that is holding them back. So, because subconscious mind is 95% of your mind, how do you think why you have these problems that you have? Why you are confused, maybe frustrated, why you have suppressed emotions, trapped emotions, why you have these memories from your past that give you flashbacks, why you get triggered? Because it's all in the subconscious mind. And if the subconscious mind is not, you don't resolve those conflicts, whether it's a biological conflict, whether it's a social conflict, then of course you will have this confusion, and you will have problems, issues, as we call them. And these issues will keep getting us into these problems, into the situations, sometimes abusive relationship, addictions, disconnection, some, unhealthy attachments, whatever it is, it's in the subconscious mind. How does hypnosis feel? It's a natural state of mind. Whenever you go to sleep, right? You have this moment between you fall asleep. When you drive somewhere and you don't remember how you got to your destination, when you daydream, when you zone out, when you watch a movie and it's very interesting and you zone out everything outside of you and the movie, that's hypnosis as well. So if you think that, oh, I don't think I can be hypnotized, anyone can be hypnotized. Why people believe they cannot? Maybe they tried it and it didn't work for them. Maybe you didn't build that rapport, so that is possible as well. What happens when you go into hypnosis? So usually when you close your eyes, it's your first step going into hypnosis. Your first step is closing your eyes. When you close your eyes, then you understand that there is nothing else outside, it's just me. So people usually go inwards, right? I hope you hear me. Just let me know if you hear me or not. I think you hear me. Yeah, good. Okay. So when you close your eyes, this is your first step of hypnosis. You switch off that critical thinking. Critical thinking is switched off. You don't look at your therapist, you don't look at colors around you, you don't look at triggers, smells, right? It's just you and inwards. This is the best way to do any inner work. So hypnosis is a natural state of mind because we close our eyes very, very often. So why people believe that they cannot be hypnotized? Maybe it's because you didn't build rapport with your therapist. Maybe you didn't build that trust, so you are like rigid, like you're tense. You cannot relax. Could be as well. Maybe you didn't open up to, like, in the session. That also is. Hello, 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 hello. Happy to see you. So uh, leave your comments, leave your questions. If you have anything about hypnosis, what do you believe, or what is true to you, what feels like doesn't resonate or resonate with you, I'll be happy to answer all of them. So in the hypnosis, when you close your eyes, as I said, you bypass the critical thinking. And then it's the same as in meditation. When you meditate, the same happens. You listen to the recording, whatever the yoga teacher, the meditation teacher. I knew she would come and join us in life. So when you are in this meditative state, you usually also bypass the critical thinking. So you start to relax your body. You're more in tune with what you think. Yes, absolutely. So this is an amazing question. Pretty scary because it's a tool, that's something that can be used against you. By the way, marketing companies very often use these suggestions. Marketing companies, commercials, right? They show you these beautiful pictures on the screen that suggest you that that is good, like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, right? Commercials. You believe, and the more they tell you, the suggestions, right, the more you accept it as truth. So absolutely, yeah. So by the way, some religion groups, right, when those religion group that are to the point of fanatic, right, people start to like sell their house and give them away. Usually it cannot be done in hypnosis. It's done through the long process of rapport, and when the person is trying to push on the pain of a person. So usually people are very suggestible when they are in pain, when they feel pain, when they feel hopelessness, helplessness, desperate, right? That's when it's the easiest way to manipulate people. So manipulation, right? So if you're thinking about it's too scary, right, it's usually because you're afraid that someone will manipulate you. But it's usually just it's what happens. Usually we get manipulated a lot in our life by social media, by marketing, by TV, the screen time, the news, right? We get manipulated a lot. And therapeutic hypnosis is usually the way for you to look inside yourself. And I'm talking about, I'll talk specifically about RTT hypnosis. So, but first, I'll tell you a little bit about your mind. So, that subconscious mind, that 95% of your mind that is hidden from you, that is hidden from your logic, is operates everything when you are with your open eyes, and when you're like in active mode during the day. And that 95%, that hidden part of your mind, doesn't know time. It doesn't understand time. So whenever you have a trigger, you have anything emotion, like an emotional pain or even a physical pain, your mind regresses you back to those unprocessed moments from your past, like it's happening right now, because it doesn't understand time. Also, it doesn't understand if it's real or if you imagined it in your mind. So when you create a picture in your mind, your mind doesn't understand, your subconscious mind doesn't understand if it's true or not. So it takes it as truth. So when you create this, for example, catastrophizing thoughts, if anyone had catastrophizing thoughts, it means that you're creating these pictures that are bringing up physical symptoms: anxiety, panic mode, worry, dizziness, racing heart, whatever it is, your body responds to. Yes, everything, absolutely, absolutely. So let's talk about another function of your subconscious mind. Is your mind never looks for the truth, it looks for explanation. So this is very serious. If you think your mind always looks for explanation, doesn't matter if it's true or not, it always looks for explanation, it doesn't look for the truth. Whatever you feel like, oh, why am I like that? Why I believe in these beliefs? Why I had these limiting beliefs? Because at some point your mind looked for the easiest explanation it could get. And when you're a child, that will be the easiest explanation. I'm not loved. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. Um, Something is wrong with me. I have to be perfect. I have to fit in. I need attention, so I'll be a difficult child to get that attention. Whatever it was, whatever the belief, your mind just looks for explanation for anything emotional that happened in your life. So this is another function of your subconscious mind, something really important that good to know for everyone. What is RTT hypnosis that I practice, for example? It is not a deep trance. Though people can go really deep into this relaxed state, it's not. It's usually not something that you forget. Many people might ask hypnotherapists, I want to forget my ex-husband. I want to forget. Your subconscious mind never forgets. You can block the memories, yes, because they're very painful. And maybe some hypnotherapy methods can do that, but I've never experienced that myself, and I, based on the research and based on the fact that our subconscious mind never forgets, usually it's not possible for you to forget about something forever. You can change the meaning. And I love how Marisa Peer, the founder of the school that I went to, explained that your mind, right, always believes in what you make it to believe. Like you change the perception. You go back, you change the perception of your past. You will never forget it, no, but you will look at it from a different point of view, more accepting, forgiving, grateful, maybe. You will get it as an experience. So this is really important to understand about your mind. So this is good. Let's go further. Um, Inner conflicts. We talked rewatching, absolutely. So you were born with unconditional love. You were born with unconditional love. You loved everything, you believed in everything, you were, absolutely confident. And then something happens, the dynamic of the family, the emotions, the parents who are maybe unavailable or unavailable or abusive, or they had their own emotional problems. Usually we start to believe either in the same beliefs that our parents believed, or we come up with new beliefs that are also limiting in many cases. So this is why we have these inner conflicts between your logic and your subconscious mind. You can access subconscious mind by different ways. For example, meditation, maybe going into the sleeping right before sleeping, auto suggestions, right? When you close your eyes and you start to give yourself auto suggestions as well. You can just close your eyes and focus on your breathing, and you already tap into that subconscious mind. Hypnosis is just another tool to access that subconscious mind. Your mind will never take the suggestion that you will believe is harmful for your body and mind. In the therapeutic hypnosis, I really don't know what stage hypnosis, entertainment hypnosis does, really, but I'm telling you about therapy, hypnotherapy as it is. So, um, sometimes people, so how can you find out if you need to work with your subconscious mind? Is when you don't understand, when you are frustrated with yourself, when you're like, why am I anxious? Why am I um, depressed? What's wrong with me? Why I cannot stop doing something? Why I cannot feel confident? I need to do this, but I cannot. Why this happened to me? Why this always happens to me? So this is very important to understand. If you have these questions that you're questioning to yourself, it means that it's good for you to work with your subconscious mind. Doesn't matter what method you're going to use, but until you actually access those memories, access that part of you that was unresolved, isolated, unexpected, right? How trauma is formed. It has to be painful, emotional, isolated, unexpected. This is it. This is all it's needed for the trauma to form. Something that didn't have resolution. Because emotion, energy, motion. It's created in our mind. It needs to process through our body and come out in the form of words, anger, tears, standing up for yourself, setting the boundaries, saying no, maybe talking to someone. That's when the emotion comes out. It needs to come out. There is an action. If there was no action, if you trapped it inside, then it will cause either emotional or physical pain or both. So I hope this kind of makes it clear. Hypnosis. How does hypnosis work in general? It is the same type of therapy as any other therapy, but you're doing it on a deeper level because your subconscious mind is hidden, right? You talk about your problems. For example, a therapist or a social worker, a counselor, psychiatrist who's going to talk to you. It's going to give you great practices, great coping mechanism, and you will be all excited. You're going to go home, and somehow don't do that. So that's what creates confusion. Like, why? I know what I need to do, but I don't do it. So this is a good way to understand that this is why you don't, because it's only logic. It's only 5%. Everything else is hidden very, very deep. There were many, it could be one unprocessed moment, or it could be many and many of them in your life. So you will layer and unlayer and unlayer more and more and more the more you go. So I hope that helps, right? Um, Also, sometimes we feel like I've tried everything and nothing helped. When you say that, you already know that you haven't tried everything. You know that. And some people feel like, well, I've tried all the methods. No, you haven't tried. And it's not why we say I've tried everything. It's because we believe that there is no other choice. When we are born dependent. There are many times when we are hopeless and helpless, and we believe that it's like that for the rest of our life. So when we grow up, we still believe we don't have a choice because our subconscious mind doesn't know time. So this is what hypnotherapy helps people do. It helps them find that there is many options available. Find the resources. Understand, you're giving your mind an understanding that I'm not a child anymore. I'm 42, I'm 39, I'm 27, I'm 55, and I have so many options. And logically, you know that, but somehow subconscious still believes there is no choice. So, by the way, I have a YouTube video about hopelessness today, so please watch it. It's amazing. It has like an exit plan, and I will have a meditation tomorrow on helplessness, so you can release that feeling of no choice, no options. And I hope this explains how I think I like in 20 minutes I explained how hypnosis became an alternative method, right, from the main method, how it works, right? It's not something that is there's someone controls your mind. You're actually in more control in hypnosis than you have ever